Here we are, guys, for another episode of the F1 2006 career mode here on a Monday morning, just a few hours after the real-life Grand Prix was on just a few hours ago. Max Verstappen won the race. Unbelievable scenes. Daniel Ricciardo, I got to say, for an Australian, pretty bitter at the moment. I just can't believe he got the puncture and he couldn't overtake Vettel to get into a podium position there. But either way, we're here for this career mode once again. We're here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Should be a fairly entertaining race for us. Hopefully, we can continue the kind of good form we've showed, the good pace that we've showed in the last few rounds, and just finish this season on a high. How bad would Danny Kvyat be feeling right now, just getting replaced by Max Verstappen? First race in, fucking wins the race. He would be absolutely livid at the just like how his career has turned out these last couple of weeks. So, quick rundown of the driver standings at the moment. Alonso, absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, he has won this championship. He's won by a long way. We're on 22 points. We're a few points behind Barrichello. It's going to take a really good race for us today in order to move up any spots in the driver standings. But really, there's nothing really to be gained at this stage. We're not fighting for the championship. We're essentially just playing for pride here and just trying to finish in the top 10 in the standings. If anything, this first season is really is like a rookie season for me. I'm learning all these mistakes that you guys have been, helping me through with the pit stops, with the curbs, the handling of everything. I want to tackle setups fairly soon as well. So this first season, essentially a big learning curve for me before we ramp things up for the second season and hopefully a better team on a harder difficulty where things will just continue to get even better.
As Saturday qualifying at the Hungaroring gets underway.
Oh, we have some cheeky rain to possibly lay its influence on this qualifying session. The last time it rained, it was Indianapolis, and we did not have the pace. What is it going to be like today? Hungarian Turn 1 is way different to what I remember. I'm interested to know from you guys whether turning in at full lock on the pad gives you more understeer than when you maybe put in about half steering lock on the joystick. Let me know, because I feel like I'm getting a lot of scrubbing with the front tires. I feel like it is slower, but I'm just not entirely sure. Just with the vibrations that I'm getting through the controller, I think that may be something that's holding me back possibly. Let me know if steering at full lock with the pad will slow you down. 124.7 from Felipe Massa, 125.2 from us. We're P2 at the moment, but with an ever-changing track, I think it's getting lighter out there. I think we may need to stay out here for a little bit longer and just make sure that we see off this drying track and just continue to set lap times.
We'll continue in a few moments with the second knockout session, where we'll decide grid positions 16 to 11.
Looks like the track didn't really improve there. It actually looks like, in all honesty, like it's raining heavier than when I actually set my lap time there. But we dropped down to P7. We still make it through to qualifying 2, so really, that's all that matters. Final corner, and this will be our first run in Q2. Coming up to the line, we'll see what the lap time is. We set a 25.2 in practice, not in practice 1, in qualifying 1. This time we're 5/10 slower, and we're provisionally on pole at the moment. However, the track may be a little bit slower than what it was in Q1. We'll have to wait and see though. I've just left the pit lane, and there's a huge train of cars here, all battling. Some people, or most of these guys, have all come out of the pit lane, but others are actually on a flying lap, and the battling right now for track position, for supremacy on this racetrack is absolutely real at the moment. So at the moment, we're standing on a 125.7. We need to find at least a 10th. Shit, 2 tenths down, sector 1. 25, 26.5. Not good enough. Oh, here we go. Now we're on the money. 7 tenths up for the first sector. That's what I'm talking about. And also an improvement by 2 tenths in the middle sector. So we're 9 tenths up on our previous best. This is going to be a good lap.
The car was...
Final corner, shifted down to second gear then to get the nose in a little bit better. Will it help our sector 3 time? We set a 24.4. Wow.
We'll continue with session 3 of qualifying in a few moments.
24.4. I am so happy and almost surprised that the car was capable of delivering a time that good in a rain-affected session. I can confirm it is still wet. Here we go, setting off. For the first lap in qualifying 3, this is where it all counts. Well, that's not a good start. 25.0. Jesus. That's quick. You know, if I would have had to guess, I would have thought like a mid to high 25 would have been really competitive. But low 25s, maybe even a 24, that's insane pace. Here we go. Here's the confirmation to see whether we're on the pace or not. We are certainly not. 26.8. You know what? Let's take a risk. And we'll put some dry tyres on. It's like this game is trying to play with me. All of a sudden it is now absolutely belting it down with rain. And surprisingly enough, we are still keeping pace. And our tyres are somehow still like gaining temperature, even though this thing is sliding around like Shrek's donkey at the moment. It's just crazy. Oh! The temperature graphic is utterly pointless. It is telling me my tyres are at perfect temperature, but look at the real, like, look what's happening in real life. When you put it into practice, these tyres are not up to temperature. Game, what are you doing? Oh my goodness me. Oh, that's cool. Even on intermediates, I feel like these are probably the wrong tyre to put on. But we're going to go for it. We're going to YOLO it anyway. And hope that we've made the right choice. Oh, save it, Ben. Only just. No, 2.6 seconds down in our first sector. We're on the wrong tyre compound. And also, probably the track, without a doubt, has got so much slower. There's no way anyone is going to improve their lap time from here.
So there we have it. From 10th to pole, the grid order looks like this.
Look at that. It's just an absolute monsoon out there. Even if we did put on the wet tyres, I still feel like we would not have improved our 126.8. So it's 10th place on the grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix. If conditions do lighten up, then we do have a solid chance of moving up to possibly inside the top 5. However, what I am worried about is possibly starting the race on a set of intermediate tyres when I should be on wets. However, we'll tackle that situation when we get there. It's time for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
We're in the historic and beautiful city of Budapest, or more specifically, the Hungaroring. Pretty much perfect weather conditions for racing here today, so we should see some very competitive lap times during this race.
Well, that's exactly what I want to hear. We have a fully dry session. What a contrast to what we had in qualifying yesterday. Monsoonal conditions. We move off today, pretty much perfect, and hopefully we're not on intermediate tyres.
But we're also thinking some of them might have technical problems later in the race.
Ah, my engineer is being another guru today. He's predicting retirement. This is Formula 1. It's every man for himself. I'm going to take an absolute age to get to my grid slot and just make sure that everyone in front of me has stone cold tyres to start this race. I absolutely do not care.
Have a great race.
I can't imagine how long these guys have been sitting here, at least a minute longer. They've been sitting here for at least a minute, maybe even a minute and a half. And every passing second you can see that my tyres are starting to fade away as we get ready to start this race. The Hungarian Grand Prix, 10 red lights. And we are away for the race of Hungary. Jeez, that was a monumental start. Look at that. We're up to P6. I can't even get my words straight. Just how good that start was. I think I've got traction control off, actually. So I'll need to enable that once again. I'm going to get a corner cutting penalty here. Absolute joke. Absolute joke. I was trying to avoid, who was that, Alonso? Getting tangled up with one of the Ferraris. A good start. It's just come to nothing now.
Try and gain your composure. You'll soon regain your place.
Thank you, engineer. He knows what's up. Oh, super exit. We smash past Trilly. Can we make that Ralph Schumacher too? We'll get on the power as early as we can through that final corner. It seems like those traction limited long corners are really bad for the AI sometimes. And look at the straight line speed OP of Ralf Schumacher. GG. I can really feel a car coming alive in these dry conditions. Just got so much more grip, so much confidence to really push the boundaries of this car. And even, I feel like I've gained a little bit of accuracy now, and I can put the car a little bit more towards where I want to. And I'm not exactly a passenger like I possibly was on previous episodes. So there should be a nice, aggressive, possibly even exciting episode for us in terms of racing and overtakes. I am looking forward to possibly, dare I say it, getting on the podium today. Oh, Barrichello moves over in the braking zone. We're taking a more flowing run through turn 1. And we're possibly, maybe diving up the inside into turn 2. No, not quite.
From one of the Toro Rosso drivers, it's Speed! He sustained quite a bit of damage to his rear wing there.
Scott Speed lost his rear wing there. Poor guy, I know the feeling. Oh, come on, Barrichello. I'm all over you here. I'm really being aggressive today. We go round the outside of Barrichello. This third sector, these final 2 corners are just absolutely magical for us. And we move up into P5. Next up, believe it or not, championship leader Fernando Alonso. Alonso's gone slow. He's presented an opportunity. We dive up the inside into the final corner. Alonso may use the crisscross to his advantage, but no. We've got a supreme exit onto the final corner. And now all of a sudden, we're on the attack with Pablo Montoya. But Jesus, the straight line speed deficit we have is really killing us for overtakes.
Barrichello is sick. Next is Ralf.
Oh, yes. So now we've made it to the podium. All that stands in front of us now are the 2 Ferraris. I'm not too sure if we have the pace. I'm not too sure if we have the pace to match those guys, but we'll wait and see. Oh, that was nice. I tell you what, guys. I feel like we could even catch the Ferraris too. Looks like Massa's into the pits. We, however, we're going to stop in on this lap, and I assume Schumacher is probably going to follow as well. I do wonder how we'd perform today on the hard difficulty. I know it is substantially harder on the hard difficulty, but I feel like today we may even be competitive enough to get in the points possibly. Into the pits. Does Michael Schumacher go in as well? I think he does. I see a red car off in the distance. Slow down for the line. And hopefully we can get a good pit stop here. A really good pit stop here may put us in contention to be with Michael Schumacher as we exit the pit lane. .2, that is a very nice and slick pit stop there. And no doubt we've gained time on Schumacher. Are we going to jump Felipe Massa though? It looks like... Oh, yes we have. Only just. What a slick pit stop from the Toro Rosso guys. We are in contention to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. Oh, come on. Schumi, come to me. There's oil up ahead. You guys in the comments made sure to let me know to stay away from the racing line because the oil will always be there. Shout out to all of you guys who every single episode continue to give me hints and tips and tricks because without you guys I would not be in this position I'm in now.
Good second sector, your best so far this session.
Thank you. Nice exit. It's going to be on here. Round the outside of Michael Schumacher through the final corner. And now we've run wide a little bit. But now it's going to be a drag race between us and the Works Ferrari on the start-finish straight. There's no way. There's no way we can compete with that. But what we can do is possibly outbrake him into some of these corners here. That's what we're going to try and do. Turn 2, not really a good corner for us. We're going to have to wait until we get into the middle sector maybe. Maybe overtake him as we get to that first chicane in the middle sector. We've got a little bit of a run here, but I don't think we'll be able to do anything with it. We're closer to him on this lap now, and this may put us in a position to overtake him and hold on to the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Schumacher comes back at me there, ran wide a little bit, but now we should have enough of a gap to keep Schumacher behind us, even though he is significantly quicker than us on the straights. I think we just have him covered at the moment. 3, maybe 4 laps to go in this race before we could potentially get our second race win of the season. Here we go. Coming on to the final lap. Could you imagine the scenes if we crashed out from here?
Okay, no mistakes, not on the last lap. We're nearly there.
Okay, thank you, engineer. I know I have a reputation for throwing things away on the final lap, but surely not this time.
One of the Hondas has had a set two with the barrier. It's Barrichello!
Oh, wow. Unless we nosedive this thing into the pit wall, which we haven't, we are going to come across the line to win the Hungarian Grand Prix, our second race win of the season. Wow.
Momentous win. You take maximum points from this Grand Prix. Michael Schumacher will take second place. That's the 13th race of the season completed. Unlucky for some? Possibly. But it's provided an interesting spectacle once again.
So race number 13 turns out to be a very lucky one for us. We have won the Hungarian Grand Prix. I almost called it on the first lap or two. I felt like I was in the groove. I was on the pace and things just felt good. And we managed to just storm through the field, even though we got demoted down to about 8th or 9th after that first corner incident where we cut the corner in order to avoid Alonso, who tangled up with one of the Ferraris. We passed a lot of cars, made a good pit stop, jumped to Massa, and then overtook Michael Schumacher to win the race with just a few laps left to go in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Second race win of the season, and we move up inside the top 8 there. Barrichello drops down to P9 in the standings. And wow, what an episode this has been for us, guys. Smash a like button if you've enjoyed this series. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. And yeah, this season is quickly coming to an end now, where I just don't know what's going to happen in the future. Next season, we're going to up the difficulty. We're going to raise the stakes again, possibly move to a quicker team. But in order to do that, we need to restart the career mode. So things are going to get very interesting for Season 2. Once again, guys, thank you for watching. Until my next episode, I'll see you next time. Congratulations, a new trophy has been added to your trophy room. Dank in the bank. That is a nice trophy. I wish I could take that in real life. I would put that up on my desk right now. Trophy of the season.